In this week's 48 Hours, an infamous New England murder. 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriaty takes a new look at the Lizzie Borden case.
Lizzie Borden took an axe.
You probably think you know all there is to know about the infamous Lizzie Borden. But did you know that the jury at her trial actually found her not guilty?
And at that point, Lizzie Borden falls into her chair as if shot and puts her head on the rail. The courtroom erupts into cheers, and there are cheers outside that can be heard a mile away.
Author Cara Robertson wrote a remarkably detailed book about Lizzie, published by Simon & Schuster, a Viacom CBS subsidiary.
Fundamentally, the case was about whether or not someone like Lizzie Borden could have committed these brutal crimes.
On the morning of August 4th, 1892, Andrew Borden was found dead in his home.
Law enforcement personnel arrived and found a gruesome murder.
This is the Lizzie Borden house. We went back to the scene with former crime scene investigator Erin Rubis.
His head is turned on the pillow here.
Lizzie's father had been struck in the face 10 times. Her stepmother hit from behind 19 times. Criminalist Andrew Schweigart.
It seems like the most likely murder weapon was a hatchet with a 3.5-inch blade.
And the only people in the house at the time, Lizzie and the housekeeper. It became the crime of the century, the 19th century, with the victim's daughter the main suspect. But where was the evidence?
I would think that there would definitely be blood on her.
But there wasn't. Police found only a tiny speck of blood on one of Lizzie's undergarments. But in the basement, a pail of bloody cloths. Her explanation? She was menstruating.
And the police took it no further.
In 1893, a jury of 12 men just couldn't believe a woman could commit such an act. But what if the same crime happened today? Would Lizzie Borden walk again? We brought together a team of experts. This is the case of Lizzie Borden. And presented this case to a new jury of men and women. Will they reach the same conclusion?
This is somebody who may have quite literally gotten away with murder.
Erin joins us now. And Erin, there's a very telling story that the jury never heard. Is that right?
That's absolutely right. The truth is that it's possible that Lizzie Borden actually tried to poison her family before, if in fact she is guilty of killing them. So there was a woman who matched her description the day before who had gone to try to pick up a lethal poison by the name of prussic acid. She had told the druggist she needed it to fix a seal skin coat, but he wouldn't sell it to her. And so now this was never told the jury. The jury never heard this. But it is believed that Lizzie Borden may have tried to poison her family before she took an axe to them.
It's certainly interesting. So you actually presented this case to a new jury of men and women. And what was that like to watch?
Well, this is why we did it. So back in 1893, women couldn't vote and they couldn't sit on juries. And so Lizzie was not exactly judged by a jury of her peers. It was all males. And the men could not believe, well, there were two things. One is they thought there wasn't enough evidence. The other was they couldn't believe that a woman could commit these brutal crimes. So we decided to see what would happen if you took the same case as it was back in 1893 and present it to a new jury, but this time have women on the jury as well. Plus, with a little bit of a different idea, in this day and age, in the 21st century, we do believe women can commit pretty violent crimes. So we were curious to see what would happen. The best part, which I hadn't really thought about, was we get to hear them deliberate. And if you think about it, you never get to hear a jury deliberate. They were thoughtful, they took it very seriously, and I think their verdict will surprise people.
Okay, Erin, we are looking forward to it. Thank you so much. You can see Erin's 48 Hours report. Lizzie Borden took an axe tomorrow night at 10/9 Central on CBS.